Alright, welcome back to Tarot Academy. I'm Spencer, your host as always, and today we're going to be looking at a particularly dark pick a card. And you may have noticed for my regular viewers that there's only 3 stones today. There's a reason for that, and I'm going to get into it in about 1 second here. It's actually quite important, this reason. Now, we're going to be looking at, will they betray you? Will this individual in your life, regardless of gender, regardless of relationship, could be somebody you love intimately, somebody you just play, I don't know, a video game with, or just entertained with, just not necessarily a fair weather friend, but not someone who's entirely intimate in your life, or a boss, for example, who has promised you a promotion. Many relationships here can be defined by the energies of this reading and what we're going to put forward here today. So the reason there are only 3 stones here is because 3 in numerology is typical of childlike energy, of white lies, dark lies, and betrayal. That is why I chose 3 rather than 4 stones. You would typically expect a black onyx or perhaps a tiger's eye here and a 4th stone. Because 4 in numerology is law, order, trust, stability, kind of the opposite of betrayal, right? And we're looking at betrayal here. Who is going to betray you, why they'll betray you, etc. So if you have already chosen, the timestamps are down below. Otherwise, we will begin with green aventurine in just a few seconds. They're totally worthless. Every action you take to get yourself out of this by telling the truth, it's going to fall on deaf ears. Because the truth has been manipulated, raped, ripped apart, lied, and perverted so much that the word of the Lord himself would be suspect in this situation. Alright, pile number 1, green aventurine. Let's see what betrayal, or hopefully no betrayal, is in the cards today. And you may have noticed I've switched my deck from the typical golden tarot. I did this because I thought it was time to switch things up just for a little while here. I might go back, it depends on if you guys comment down below you want me to switch back, I can do so. But I can tell you this right now, these cards are sort of a smooth plasticky feel, and they shuffle so much easier. You have no idea. It's like night and day using these cards. It's absolutely amazing. And I haven't used this deck in quite some time, so the energies have likely leveled out. Just as time has gone on, they've kind of settled. So let's see what's in your cards here. Let's establish the relationship, and hopefully there is no betrayal, but if there is, let's just see what the deal is. We'll do the typical 9-card completion spread. We might be using an alternative deck, but that's irrelevant. So, fascinating. So the Emperor upright. Ironic that we speak of law and order, and the reason we didn't use 4 cards, instead we went with 3. It's interesting that the Emperor appears. So this would indicate that this betrayal would come from someone who's likely male, likely a position of authority. Could be a father figure, could be a father, could be a boyfriend, husband, male lover. I mean, it could even be Donald Trump. I mean, it is an emperor. So there's a lot at play here. Many factors. But I will say that this individual, maybe you don't entirely trust them, but they're in a position that society would expect that they would uphold law and order, trust, normalcy, decency, etc. That is what the emperor is expected to uphold. However, the emperor, even upright as he appears now, can be quite tyrannical. And we already discussed, of course, what the 4th placement in numerology is, and that is exactly what the Emperor is. The energies are the same. The Emperor is the 4th card in the major arcana, and that reflects perfectly in numerology and his placement, his archetypical placement. He is in the 1st position, so that is the guiding energy of this reading, that if there is a betrayal, which we have not established yet, the Emperor alone is not going to tell us that. If there is a betrayal, it's likely going to come from a male authority figure. That's what we're seeing here. As for your relationship with this man, it's up for the cards to tell us. I mean, if you're thinking right now, oh my god, is it my dad, is it my boyfriend, my husband, my boss, whatever, let's just see. And actually, no, I'll get into that. Okay. So the Page of Wands upright makes itself known. Interesting little selection here. This is effectively telling me that you might have an inkling of what's going on here, or this is just going to slap you in the face totally out of the blue. That could very well be a possibility here. The Page of Wands is very, very young and very, very naive. Also quite spiritually inclined, however. I feel like you're a person with very high energy, very positive energy, certainly a spiritual individual, but I think other people could definitely look at that as kind of, I don't want to say they're going to necessarily poo-poo it, because they'll just look at you kind of like you're crazy. That's what I think they're going to look at you. They might see you're wearing a crystal bracelet or a necklace with a piece of tanzanite in it or something along those lines, and they'll just, all this new age hippie garbage, blah, 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 blah. Do you understand the energies that I'm trying to get across here? I feel like people perceive you in that manner completely unfairly, but as a result, they may see you as someone of lower intellect as well, that they could very easily take advantage of, the Emperor acting as a tyrant. Let's keep drawing, though. I don't necessarily want to render so much judgment upon you yet. We have many more cards to go. The Seven of Swords upright. So, okay, I can tell you right now that there's definitely going to be a betrayal. This card right here, in the third position, remember why we're doing 3? Because crime, lies, deceit. Here's the Seven of Swords, a card of literal theft, literally stealing. Like, look at this guy. He's got 5 swords in his hand. There's 2 more in someone else's camp. These are not his swords. He's literally stealing. So someone's going to betray you. This male authority figure, this individual, is going to betray you. This person whomst you thought you could trust, they're going to betray you. I can say that with 1000% certainty. Because the card of literal theft appears in the position of literal crime. I don't know if that is obvious to you. I mean, if it walks like a duck, talks like a duck, it's probably a duck. The case could be made that maybe it's a Cheeto if we were talking about old Donald D. But, theft. Also, this is the 7th card. 7 in numerology is wisdom and intelligence. I do feel that, again, what I spoke of earlier with this authority figure thinks of you as a bit of an idiot, likely because you're spiritually in tune. They think they're smart enough that they can just steal from you. How unfortunate for them, however, that you listen to the wisdom of tarot, and my divination has come hopefully just in time for you. It's possible you are just a victim and now you're looking for the guidance, and now you're seeing this and thinking, oh, damn it, if only I'd watched this a week ago or a day ago or a month ago. But if you feel as though you're about to be taken advantage of, this is very important for you, because hopefully in the next 6 cards, tarot is going to show us how you can walk away from that, how you can avoid that. As for what they're stealing from you, I don't necessarily know yet. Swords are a verbal suite, a vocal suite. They indicate effectively talking. What I'm speaking with you right now, I am employing the suite of swords, right? Her tongue was as sharp as a dagger. It means her words, right? So this could be the theft of a reputation. This could be damage to a reputation that would lead to you not getting a promotion. Damage to your reputation in the community, maybe a rumor is spread about you, something nasty, something probably sexual and completely untrue, likely something to do with you being unfaithful, something along those lines. Definitely not a good way you want people to perceive you. Okay, so I just told you that the rumor was going about and it was going to be negative, and again, the problem with reading tarot for the length of time I have is you know what's coming next in the deck, whether you want to or not. And here's a card of lies. The Ace of Swords reversed. Look, we have a hand coming from a cloud with a sword. Again, the sword is the word. The written word, the spoken word, the lie, the truth. In this case, the deception. A crown at the end of the sword as well. The crown represents the emperor. These two things are tied together. So the emperor, the figure in charge here, this domineering masculine figure who seeks to put you down, is represented by the crown on the sword again indicating lies. Remember that, lies. So again, this rumor, this lie, and the fact, again, it's a sword and it's coming out of the air, it's coming out of a literal cloud, means that this is a rumor, a lie, something spread about you. And you can see that it's being blown about in the wind. It's quite literally a cloud with a sword in its hand. I mean, if that isn't Twitter, what is, right? It's almost annoying to predict that, but it's a reversed card in the 4th position. Remember, 4 is supposed to be law, order, justice, peace, harmony, etc. So when you reverse those things, what do you have? You have strife, malice, dishonesty, untruths, reputational damage, all of those horrible, horrible things. So this is basically a mirror, right? We had the emperor in the 1st position, that dominant person you're supposed to be able to trust. He is the 4th card. Then over here we have that same person using his powers in reverse, using his powers to defame, deceive, and destroy you, right? That person has betrayed you. You are supposed to be able to trust the emperor. He is supposed to be wise in his rule, just in his rule, and look where that's got you. He has damn well effed you right up the creek. 3 ways from Sunday. He's screwing you blind here. Let's see what else we have. Ah, damn it. Again, the King of Swords reversed in the 5th position. 5th position, card of position of beauty and position of travel. There's not much beautiful about an emperor invoking his power, invoking his mastery of the spoken word, the sword. Remember, king, authority figure, emperor, authority figure, sword, lies, king, emperor, sword, lies. Again, it's all the same. And look where we place the King of Swords reversed. We place the King of Deception, the King of Lies, in the 5th position directly above the emperor. Almost like these two are the same person. Because it is the same person. Tarot is merely reinforcing to us that this man is out to get you, he's out to screw you, and he will betray you. I hope to God that this is a prophecy reading, that you're looking at it, that this hasn't yet happened, because holy shit, this is not going to be fun for you. If you feel you're in this situation, you can click the link down below, you can book a private reading with me, because I would love to get you out of this situation. I mean, I read tarot professionally full-time. This is what I do. Let's get you out of this situation. Book a private reading down below. Oh, and have you been in this situation before? Because the 9 of Wands is telling me is a possibility. The 9 of Wands reversed. Yet again, you are being deceived, screwed, bamboozled, lied, clusterfucked. You, Again, darling, please, what's going on here? Why do you keep getting screwed over? By these, dare I call them, men. But look, this is you. Forget about gender. Gender is not relevant in tarot in this scenario. Here is you, clutching a wand. Notice how the wands look like prison bars, as if this person is behind. Notice how this particular wand goes in front of him, right? A prison of your own design. A head wound. Yet again, you've been deceived. You've been tricked. See how tall the wands are? See the new shoots? This has happened to you many times. This injustice. And I should hope it doesn't happen again, but I do feel as though it's been a frequent occurrence for you. And truly, it's a tragedy. I'm disgusted by this. You were continually manipulated, lied to, taken advantage of. It really is a disgusting and disarming situation. Oh boy, the Queen of Swords reversed. It doesn't matter what you say, you're not getting out of this. Your words are not going to be even weighed on the scales of justice. They are totally worthless. Every action you take to get yourself out of this by telling the truth, it's going to fall on deaf ears. Because the truth has been manipulated, raped, ripped apart, lied, and perverted so much that the word of the Lord himself would be suspect in this situation. This individual, this man in question, the Emperor, has done so much damage to your reputation, has harmed you so badly with his betrayal, has absolutely eviscerated your torso and drug your entrails across the carpet. It is just a violent scenario, the betrayal, in which will occur here. Now, this is not physical violence. There's no physical violence to be had here. So if that's the case, please do not worry about that. I'm not saying that at all. I'm just drawing the betrayal equivalent to physical violence to illustrate my point. Perhaps you don't like that. I, myself, do not like that. But the situation is, whether this is personal or business, whatever it is, it's wrong, and it should not happen to you again. And your pleas for justice, the Queen of Swords reversed in the 7th position, that of wisdom, because you've been here before, right? This isn't your first rodeo. Disgusting. They fall on deaf ears. Oh, the King of Cups reversed in the 8th position. 8 is wealth and karma. Wealth isn't really relevant here, but karma is. This individual, you might think that they're going to suffer karmically for this, but they're not, because they're cold emotionally. If they're willing to do this to you, imagine what they're willing to do to anybody else or do to you again should they get the opportunity. This is not good for you. I do not approve of this action here. The King of Cups. Why is it that when the male dominant figures appear in tarot, they're always up to no good in this situation, right? Why are they imprisoning you? Why are they spreading lies about you? Why are they abusing their position of power, stealing from you, betraying you, spreading lies and rumors about you, emotionally cold towards your well-being? It's a bloody disaster. Oh, how appropriate. How appropriate that the devil makes himself known. Just absolutely fantastic, isn't it? Isn't it absolutely fantastic that Satan himself makes himself known in this moment? Bloody ridiculous. There's you, by the way. There's him. Or sorry, my apologies. Gender's reversed. I didn't actually see the breast on the right. Anyways, so there's the two of you. Notice his devil tail there, right next to his shriveled little dick. By the way, I think you have a tail of fruit there, maybe pomegranate seeds. I think Palm Wonderful wants their fruit back. But anyways, both of you have shackles upon you, and their shackles are both loose upon you. You could cast the shackles off by simply paying more attention to those around you and how they want to deceive you, and he could cast the shackles off by ceasing to be such a devilish person. But he likes the devil. Notice how his hand rests just before the devil, as if he's expecting something from him, right? Or notice the torch in Satan's hand, as though it lights the tail on the man himself, as though he draws his energy from darkness and the devil, right? Not very good. The devil, of course, masculine energy in this situation. So I would say the only way to get away from this person is to run, because it's either to run or to somehow counteract them. But I would say the counteraction is it's not going to be effective, because the Queen of Swords here appears reversed, right? And that tells me that any action you take against them is going to fail. They're too smart. They've outsmarted you. But they just had more time to prepare. So, Green Aventurine, I apologize for this terrible reading. Somebody will betray you, and it's coming soon. Hopefully this hasn't happened yet, but if it has, or if you're concerned it will, you can click the link down below to book a private reading. Hit that like and subscribe for me as well. The notification bell too, that's a big deal apparently. You can comment down below as well if you would like what you want the next pick a card topic to be. I had a user request this topic, so now I'm doing it. I try and do these every single day. Otherwise, click the channel. You will find plenty of pick a card readings. There's tons of guidance available there. Lots and lots and lots of guidance. Otherwise, guys, have a fantastic day. I will see you tomorrow. Justified. However, this individual does in fact have your best interests in mind. That's why he's the Four of Pentacles represented here in the 6th position. The 6th position is the number of family, the number of welfare, the number of, love, familial love. All right, welcome back, Pink Quartz. So let's see what is in your cards. Let's see who may or may not betray you. But real briefly here, let's spill some tea on Green Aventurine and what went down here, because there's an important lesson to be learned here. And I kind of wanted to share it with you because I have a feeling that you're actually not going to get betrayed, Pink Quartz. That's just kind of my feeling, and that's why I want to share Green Aventurine, because this was a Emperor reversed, the Devil upright in the 9th position reading. This was a powerful and dangerous reading. Effectively, this meant that someone close to this individual, someone in a position of authority whom they thought they could trust for the longest time, ended up betraying them. And it was probably the worst kind of betrayal, almost a Hollywood betrayal, like a cinematic level betrayal. So, excuse me. There was a lot to be learned here. Hopefully, the only solace I take in a reading like that is knowing there's a possibility that it was a reading where, it's predicting the future for certain individuals out there. Unfortunately, I am aware that many were likely to have gone through that before, but you have to digress and move on, right, Pink Quartz? So let's see what's in your cards. Let's see why betrayal is in your future, who the propagator of this betrayal is, why they would betray you, what they gain from it. Hopefully, I do feel as though you're not in for betrayal. I think it's just kind of, it seems that way, but I mean, silence speaks volumes, but it seems the chattiest amongst us are the least trustworthy as well, right? And shout out to subscriber, I don't remember what her name was, I think it was maybe Deborah. Anyways, I could not find a word for chatty, and she decided to comment down below with the word that I was looking for. Very, very thankful to her. Need those good vibes, right? That positive energy. So let's see what's in your cards here. And by the way, comment down below what you think of me using this Radiant Weiss Spirit Tarot deck. I tell you what, it's about 1,000 times easier to shuffle because of how, the cards are kind of shiny. See that finish? It's just so much easier to shuffle. So if you are looking to buy a tarot deck yourself, these cards are kind of shiny and smooth. Okay, so this is a good sign. The Moon, the 18th card in the Major Arcana. That's 1 plus 8 equals 9. 9 is completion. So what we have here is a completion card in the first position, right? Now the first position, position 1, is leadership energy. So to see a 9th card, a completion card, an end card in the beginning place in the leadership spot, that indicates to me that this energy is going to be permanent throughout the entire reading. And let's see what we have here. We have 2 dogs and a lobster, probably you, baying at the sun. Or sorry, the moon in eclipse position, right? Howling at the sun and the moon. So look at the moon here. First of all, handsome. Second, in a bit of a pensive, reflective stance, as if like a like a thinking posture, yes? I'm struggling to find the name of an intellectual that transcends borders. Not necessarily Einstein. He didn't exactly look like he was thinking. He looked like he got out of bed. Maybe that was his secret. But regardless, that's kind of the energy the sun is embodying. We have 2 towers here. That represents the duality of life, good, evil, etc. And then, of course, we have the pathway down the middle that the lobster is embarking on, right? And this path indicates the individual's chosen route, which was neither good, neither bad. It was purely neutral, right? But it was of their own accord, which is the important thing. So that doesn't indicate to me betrayal. What it indicates to me, more than likely, is a foreknowledge of what's to come. A foreknowledge that this individual bore. They knew what was coming, and they kind of knew the action they had to take. It's almost as though they expected you to react a certain way, to do something a certain way, to have a certain problem, as if they know you quite well, even if they've really just met you. I mean, most of us just aren't that complex, unfortunately. It's quite easy to predict our movements. But this is the energy that's dominant throughout the reading, so let's expand on it with further draws, and we'll go from there. Oh, the Ten of Cups, upright, in the second position, the position of peace. So there's a feeling of serenity that should be washing over you, knowing that you're not going to get betrayed. It just might seem like it. Okay? So what does that mean? What it means is I'm going to tell you right now that the rest of the cards, they're going to reveal to us a pattern that involves silence, that involves stoicism. Stoicism is someone who is quiet and unfazed by all events because they know that they're confident in their wisdom and their ability to move forward, their ability to do the right thing. So wisdom, silence, stoicism, and I would say action. Action. Whomever this person is that you're concerned they might betray you in some way, whether it's a boyfriend, husband, father that's recently back in your life, something to that extent, I would say that we have positive energy in the first and second position, which very much leads the card. So I'm interested in seeing what's in the third position because that's kind of the criminal element. But there's happiness afoot here. You deserve it and you should enjoy it. You see, I was not necessarily concerned, but curious to see what would lead us in the third position. The third position is childlike energy, lies, often crime, often deceit. We're doing a reading on betrayal, hence, again, why there's only 3 stones to choose from here. I would say that's a pretty good card to see in the third position. Strength, right? 8. That's the infinity symbol. This is the 8th card in the Major Arcana. That's a lion. It's heavy Leo energy, heavy prideful energy. Can be a bit blinding sometimes, which might be leading you to think that this person would betray you when the reality is they are in fact your rock. And then of course yourself, in a white gown indicating the purity of your thought and soul, as well as the crown of infinity upon your head indicating wisdom. So that is a fascinating third position draw. I mean, effectively what we have here, we have the moon overlaying the sun, right, during an eclipse. So that's the always darkest before the dawn. That's your doubts, your worries, your concerns, your imagination running wild. That's what the moon is, over top of the sun, right? The sun indicates the individual who does actually have your best interests in mind. As a result of the Ten of Cups here, I mean, this person that you're so concerned about, he is the sun, right? He is actually there for you. He's not going to betray you. But all that negative energy, that demon of negativity, I suppose, is the only way I can say it without maybe risking this video getting taken down. That demon sitting on your chest, that's the moon, overshadowing the sun. Fortunately, however, the sun is overpowering it, and you can see it's midday there, which translates into a bright sunny day in the 10 of Cups here. And then, of course, you have the strength to recognize this. You have the strength to move forward, so we're unconcerned. The Nightmare card, the 9 of Swords. So again, there's doubts. There's doubts. This is a 9 in the 4th position. The 4th position represents law, order, the established way of doing things, peace, authority. And that's in the 9th. That's with the 9 of Swords. So again, this is keeping you up at night. You're really, really concerned about this. This is really affecting you. And I understand why it is, but at the same time, I don't think it should necessarily affect you as such. I think you need to trust, but also just understand that maybe for once someone does in fact have your best interests in mind. Not everybody's out to get you, right? That's what I would warily have to put forward here. So let's continue our draw and see where in fact you lie. The Page of Swords in the 5th position. 5 is beauty and travel. The Page of Swords is young, quick to speak, quick to rush into things. He's a young man with a sword. What do you expect? How this relates to you in the 5th position, it's actually contextual. So we're going to draw again, and we're going to see what more can be said here. But quite frankly, I think you might say something you're going to come to regret as a result of your disbelief, your permanent onset of disbelief that this individual is in fact acting in your best interests and won't betray you. And of course, if you've been betrayed before, which you likely have, there's nothing wrong with this behavior. It's entirely justified. However, this individual does in fact have your best interests in mind. That's why he's the 4 of Pentacles represented here in the 6th position. The 6th position is the number of family, the number of welfare, the number of love, familial love. That's what it is. So even if they're a boss or something, you need to look at it through the lens of like a family environment at work, right? But they do have your best interests in mind. Notice how this individual safeguards the Pentacles. 1 on his mind, you're on his thoughts. 1 on his heart, you're in his heart. And 2 at his feet, forming a foundation of stability and trust. That's what's going on here. Notice in the background, the city, prosperous and clean. The city could be an allegory for your relationship together, right? It's not everybody is out to get you. That's what I'm trying to tell you, right? Sometimes there are positive tarot readings. I know that everybody wants a negative reading. I don't know why. There's a lot of people out there who like to self-flagellate and who enjoy Schadenfreude, but at the end of the day, sometimes things do work out very well. The Queen of Pentacles, reversed. So it's interesting that the moon here permanently shows through. And again, the 9 of Swords here, what are you doing at night? You're sleeping. The moon is present here. So the Queen of Pentacles reversed. So again, you cannot trust this individual. I don't know why. I think it's due to your past, due to past experiences, but you have serious trust issues with this person, and you're continually undermining their best efforts to do right by you, to do what is best for you. You continually undermine them here. It's not necessarily intentional, it's just a consequence of your past and past experiences, but regardless, you have to work on stopping that. This is in the 7th position. 7 is wisdom and intelligence in numerology. So I would say that it's going to be wise, it's going to be intelligent of you to stop undermining someone who is working towards your best interests. Okay, this is going to be heavy. So we have the 8 of Cups in the 8th position. Notice the presence of the moon yet again. Another eclipse. Fascinating how that is, hey? So, this is you finally trusting this person, right? So you've arranged all your emotions. That's what the cups are indicative of. Then you bear the wand. The wand is the symbol of spiritual, emotional growth. So you set off on your journey at night. That's why there's the moon there. This is a soul journey. And this is again an 8 card, right? So we have an 8th card in the 8th position, indicating karma, indicating wealth, indicating growth, right? Finally, you embark on the journey that allows you to grow as a person into someone who will eventually trust those who have your best interests at heart, those who care about you, right? It's not necessarily, well, it has nothing really to do with wealth. It's just, this is a karmic journey that you've needed to embark on for some time, and as a result of this positive individual in your life, freeing up the mental headspace that was once occupied by negativity, now you move forward in a positive space. Now you move forward doing the necessary emotional and soul work you need. Let's see what the 9th card has in store for you. Fantastic. The Knight of Swords upright. So again, this is the final card. This will be the closing energy, and it's very similar, in fact, to the moon. So the Knight of Cards, the Knight of Cards, the Knight of Wands here is basically telling us that after your journey, you're a reborn, renewed individual, right? So you have gone through struggle, you've changed, and you've come out better. You've come out with more confidence, and you've come out with the ability to take on life headfirst, right? You charge into life with your sword drawn, your renewed confidence. I mean, look at your horse. You're moving so fast, he's practically stretching his face back. I mean, I'm not a fan of that illustration. And damn, look at your foot. It's like a bloody knife. Huh. Anyway, yeah, so you're renewed, you're reborn yet again. It's very interesting reading, Pink Quartz. I do apologize for the bit of the monotone that I employed throughout this, but it was serious and I wanted to get that across. A lot of people do watch just for entertainment value, but at the same time, I do read the private messages. I talk to people in my private bookings, and there is so many people that do appreciate when I get really serious, especially when there's a positive message afoot, because I don't need to make positivity humorous. I need to make the negativity humorous, yes, but take heed from the lesson learned here, Pink Quartz. Trust this individual because they're not going to betray you. If anything, you betray yourself and your own self-confidence with the constant worry, the constant fear that they will betray you. So Pink Quartz, I ask that you hit that like and subscribe. Please click the link down below if you're interested in a private reading. Otherwise, comment down below what you would like me to cover in the next pick a card reading. This was a reader request, and now I'm doing it, right? So I do read the comments, I do listen, and I love to hear the feedback from my audience. So what I would suggest for you is you click on the channel link as well. You can see plenty of other pick a card readings. We have tons of guidance available on there. And other than that, we upload new videos every day. So I'm Spencer with Tarot Academy, and we will see you again tomorrow. Thank you so much for everything, everybody. I mean, there's not much to say. Like, look, there's your heart, there's the other person's heart in general, and there's 3 swords being driven through it. One by yourself, one by that other person, and one by that hidden manipulator in the shadows. 3 sword, 3 wands, 3 cups. Honestly, I'm getting ready to just set this deck on fire because it's getting too accurate, and I don't like that. I mean, it's fine in private readings, but honestly, I like to keep some things for private readings, and I worry about YouTube. I don't like sometimes. All right, Red Jasper. I'm excited to do this reading. Let's see what is in your cards. Let's see if there's an imminent betrayal, who might be behind it, what their motivations are. There are countless possibilities afoot here. Quite frankly, I should hope everything works out in your favor, but it'll be interesting to see because the cards have already revealed to us 2 things. The first, in Green Jasper, was a horrific betrayal. A person in a position of authority that should not be abused took direct advantage of Green Aventurine and betrayed their trust, betrayed their loyalty, and betrayed their time, which is perhaps worst of all. So that is one side of the coin, one side of the deck. And it was not pleasant. The reason, of course, I tell you is because I don't know what the energies of your stone is, but I want to say that we've already been through a betrayal. And in Pink Quartz, we have been through someone who did not betray them. Someone who had their best intentions in mind. An individual whom thought the world of Pink Quartz, loved them dearly, and reflected that in their actions, which were all designed and undertaken to safeguard the interests, the heart, and the emotional well-being of Pink Quartz. However, sometimes we can't see the trees through the forest, and that was indicated by Pink Quartz. They were so adamant, so intent that this person was going to betray them, that they could not see that the truth was actually quite positive and that they were not, in fact, out to get them at all. So now you understand the juxtaposition of the 2 prior readings, each one side of a coin. As for yourself, Red Jasper, you are the 3rd stone. 3 in numerology, of course, I explained earlier. childlike energy, lies, deception, etc. Let's see how those energies permeate throughout. Let's see. You can comment down below what you think of this tarot deck. This is the Radiant Weiss Tarot, which I, by the way, love. I think this deck is fantastic, not only because the way the cards slide around when you manipulate them, it's infinitely superior to the other deck I use, the Golden Art Nouveau, but it's, I really, really, really like this deck. Okay, so I reckon that the energies are ready to reveal themselves. I once did a private reading. I think I shuffled for 15 minutes. It was never ready. You know what I mean? For those of you out there who have your own tarot deck, and by the way, you can buy decks on Amazon for like $10. Maybe a little bit more expensive with Prime, I don't know. But the key, I suppose, to buying a deck is to having the right education, to understanding what the meanings are and how they tie together, and that involves numerology. Oh. Okay, so I'm going to tell you right now, there is a breakup, there is a betrayal, but it is not with malicious intent. There is a third party involved here. So you and this individual in question, you're going separate ways, you're going to feel betrayed. They're going to feel betrayed as well, however, because there's an instigator afoot. The Two of Cups reversed. So what do we have here? Let's turn it upright for a moment. Man and a woman, both with a cup in their hand, both emotional, and then a caduceus with a winged lion above them. Now there's an enormous amount to unpack here, but we can simplify it. The lion up there represents the third party. The wings on the lion represent the fact that they are hidden from sight, right? They're flying above you. And the lion, it represents Leo energy, prideful energy. So there's three people in this card, right? There's the hidden hand, the secretive element, the lion, the Leo energy. There's this man, and then there's you, the woman there, right? And the fact that this is reversed indicates a breakup or the end of a relationship, right? And that's what's going to happen here. But both of you are going to feel betrayed because what's at work here is this third person, this hidden element. They are working to break the two of you apart. They're working to deceive the both of you, right? So that's what they're looking to do. They're looking for their own selfish ends. Maybe they want a relationship with this person. Maybe they want a promotion. Maybe they want nothing more than to watch the world burn. There's a couple possibilities there. I don't know if you remember that scene from The Dark Knight where Michael Caine is describing how some men just want to watch the world burn. Some people do just want to watch the world burn. And that's kind of what's indicated by the Leo, the lion here, hovering above the man and yourself. Why they want to do this to you, I don't know. Maybe the cards will tell us, but I'm going to tell you right now. It's interesting how we have the green aventurine is betrayal, pink quartz is not betrayal, so we have those two possibilities. And then we come in here and we have double betrayal with just a sprinkling of deception. It sounds like a plot for a rejected James Bond movie. And it would appear that there's some inkling of awareness that there was a third party involved. Not only is this card a 3, third party, but there's both of you. This card actually represents the two of you, right? So both of you are staring off into the distance in the aftermath of the relationship breakup, the firing, whatever, the end of your whatever together. Anyway, so you're both looking out at the ocean. Looking out at, I just realized this man is barefoot. Looking out, or is he? I don't know. Anyway, sorry, sometimes, like when you're switching around with decks, the coloring, the illustrations, like They're all a little bit different. The point is still the same, but it's like from a distance, this looks to me like he's barefoot, but like, is that the same skin tone as his hand, or is it the same as his cloak? One thing you'll notice with tarot readers, when they switch decks, it takes them for it punches them in the face for a moment. But anyway, so you're both kind of aware. The dust is settled, and you're kind of looking out like, what the hell happened? Like, wow, that was fast. We were all quick to jump on each other's throats. We were quick to exchange barbs. We were quick to end everything. Like what happened? Like, was this somebody's plan? Because it felt like I was going according to their script. I felt like I was being manipulated like a marionette. Like I had 8 strings in my back and Geppetto's in the background twisting away. The prevalence of the 3s, 2 3s, 1 in the 3rd position, and then a hidden 3 here. So again, we have immense, and the 3 of Cups upright, we have immense betrayal, immense criminal energy present, right? We have hidden 3, we have 3, and then we have 3 here in the 3rd position. So, and this is the 3rd reading of 3 possible stones, right? So tell me, what time is it right now? 1:12 p.m. Unbelievable. Unfrickin' believable. It's getting so tiresome sometimes. Anyways, my apologies. So this is the individual toasting, right? They are happy to have broken you up. They have got you out of the picture. They've got the other person out of the picture. What their gains were, what their desire was, what their motivation was, I don't necessarily know. I have no idea what their motivation was. The cards could tell me. I mean, we have 6 cards left in the draw. Like, the possibility is still open, but regardless, they have claimed victory. Will their victory last? I don't know. Is there a chance for reconciliation? Possibly. But what you need to know is that crime has triumphed in this moment. It's interesting. Are you looking at your situation right now thinking, okay, there's no breakup that's happened yet, but there is this one person who I think would drive us apart, or would want to get me fired for their benefit? Or perhaps you just went through a nasty breakup, a nasty firing, a friendship ending, whatever, and now you're thinking to yourself, that bitch Rebecca, this is her fault. Or that bastard, what's a weak man's name? Neville, that bastard Neville. He was the one who drove us apart. He was the one who spread that rumor about me in the office. Damn it, Neville, I hate you. You know what I mean? Oh, the Ace of Swords reversed in the 4th position. So this is the reversal of truth, the reversal of honesty, and the reversal of good vibes in general in the 4th position. So the 4th position is law, order, justice, integrity. You put a card in there reversed, what do you get? You have chaos, lies, dishonesty, and everything bad under the sun. This, of course, is a nasty lie, a nasty rumor. Imagine this sword being driven through the center of the 2 of Cups here, cutting the 2 of you apart, allowing the events unfolding here to go forward. That's the energies at present here. The 6 of Pentacles in the 5th position. 5th position indicating beauty and travel. So this is interesting. So what do we have here? We have another manipulator card, right? Notice how we draw this directly above the 2 of Cups. There's an interesting little dichotomy going on here. And this is why I spoke earlier of it being so important to learn how to read tarot properly. The 2 people on the ground here, these beggars, that's you and the other person in the relationship, right? That's the 2 of you down here. And this merchant here, he's actually perverting the scales of justice there. He's feeding you both lies. That's what the coins indicate there. Remember the lies I spoke of here? That's what these 2 things indicate. So this is a merchant of lies, someone who peddles betrayal, peddles destruction for their own gain. That's what's going on here. So again, this Leo element, this 3rd party element here, you really need to evaluate whom this might be. Oh, yet another 3. Is it possible we'll draw every bloody 3 card in the deck? Because here is the 3 of hearts in the 6th position. 6 is the number of family, the number of relationship harmony, and the 3 of hearts reversed is basically like me driving 3 daggers through your heart right now. And that's effectively what's being done here. That is effectively what's being done here. So it's a perversion of the 6th position. It's also part of 6-3-6, right? So, I mean, there's not much to say. Like, look, there's your heart, there's the other person's heart in general, and there's 3 swords being driven through it. 1 by yourself, 1 by that other person, and 1 by that hidden manipulator in the shadows. 3 sword, 3 wands, 3 cups. Honestly, I'm getting ready to just set this deck on fire because it's getting too accurate, and I don't like that. I mean, it's fine in private readings, but honestly, I like to keep some things for private readings, and I worry about YouTube. I don't like sometimes how accurate things are here. I feel like, and I know other tarot readers have had things taken down because we can't exactly have that much divinity and light in the world now, can we? The world only wants death. Appropriate that we draw that here in the 7th position of all things. I'm going to draw again. I don't actually want to get into this, partly because, again, I worry about this video getting taken down, but at the same time, it's a little contextual, but I do also reserve things for private readings, so I don't know if I want to go into that, but we're going to keep going for the moment. Maybe I'll come back to it. Oh, the King of Cups in the 8th position. So the 8th position is wealth and karma. Wealth is kind of irrelevant here, but the King of Cups is a master negative energy manipulator. And remember, he's a solo individual here. This is that 3rd person, that Leo energy, that merchant here, the propagator of the Ace of Swords. Interesting how his energy keeps coming forward. And in the 8th position, I would say that perhaps you have a karmic debt to be paid, and that's why you or this other person is suffering as you are. Perhaps, let's draw the last card before I say that. The King of Pentacles reversed. Okay, so there is a karmic debt to be paid here, and unfortunately it doesn't look like you and this other individual will reconcile anytime soon. I think the King of Pentacles here, notice how he holds the pentacle close to his heart. So this is a prideful man. This is a prideful energy within you, and it's telling me that you would sooner remain apart from this individual out of pride, even though you were driven apart by a 3rd party, and they feel the same way, right? They are also prideful. The death card here, simply put, it's the death of your relationship, right? You guys are not going to be friends again anytime soon, and if you want to, I mean, you could take the advice of this reading and just say, hey, look, there is a 3rd party. Who was this 3rd individual? Gather the evidence necessary to not necessarily bring them to trial, but in the court of friendship, in the court of relationships, sure, bring them to trial. Prove to your friend, prove to the individual whom you were partnered up with that you really liked and were driven apart by this 3rd party. Prove to them that it wasn't your fault, that whatever lie, rumor, falsehood was propagated, probably about cheating. I feel like it was about cheating. Just know that it wasn't your fault. So Red Jesper, that was a fascinating reading. Green Aventurine, one side, pink quartz the other side, and you were kind of split down the middle, the ridges and the edges of the coin. Very impressive. I'm sorry about this betrayal. I ask that you hit that link, like and subscribe. Hit the link down below as well if you want to book a private reading. And should you be in need of more guidance, click the channel. There's plenty of pick a card videos on there. I do one of these every day. In addition, I ask that you comment down below what you thought of this reading, if you liked the new 3-stone format. As well, let me know what you want next. This was a reader request, and now I'm doing it. So let me know what you guys want to see, and I'm happy to do it for you. Otherwise, have a fantastic day. I'm Spencer with Tarot Academy. Again, hit that like and subscribe, guys. Click that little bell notification. I'm sure it helps me somehow. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much.